What you're about to see was a segment from my live stream that I did on Monday night where I spoke about all things Fiona Harvey, and the key part in it was what Richard Roth from the Roth law firm, who's representing Fiona Harvey in her legal battle against Netflix over in the state, spoke about, stating that the Emmy Award nominations were a quote slap in the face. Now, it was crazy, so if you see me talking to people, it's because it's a segment from a live stream. If you want to get involved in live streams, I typically stream. I'm going to be streaming on a Monday night now because it was quite popular. There were a lot of people there, which was great. And also, I live stream whenever something big happens in pop culture news. So last night, I went live to talk about the Chris Tyson situation and over at the Mr. Beast channel. So if you want to get involved with stuff like that and you want to be notified when I do go live, make sure to hit the bell icon and make sure that all notifications are switched on. And that means when I do go live or I upload a video, you guys will be notified about it. But I hope that you guys enjoy. See you later. Fiona Harvey's legal team are back at it again, providing an exclusive story to the Daily Mail, and it's pretty crazy. So they have pretty much doubled down on the Netflix lawsuit, and I think this is just a show of face to basically say, hey, we're still here. Yes, we're still pressing these legal charges against Netflix. Don't worry, that's not going anywhere. Let's get a bit more publicity reined in because, you know, that's a good thing apparently for legal cases. It's all about TV and showbiz, as it says up here. So this exclusive article comes from the Daily Mail. Like I said, it is an exclusive that they managed to get. Why Netflix should pay real-life baby reindeer stalker £132 million. By the way, that is still a huge amount of money. Her plans for payback after slap in the face are revealed in an exclusive interview with her US lawyers. First of all, hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you all for coming along to join me. It's good to see so many faces. Sally's back. Hello, Sally. How are you? It's been a very long time since we've seen you over here, but I hope that you're doing well. So, back in the days when he was penniless, struggling comedian, Richard Gadd could never have imagined the TV series he was penning at home in his tiny flat would end up a global hit. This week, the creator, director, and star of the Netflix series Baby Reindeer said that he was crying with happiness at news that that the controversial show, which has been viewed more than 85 million times, and purports that the true story had received not one but 11 Emmy nominations, 3 of them for him alone. So I think he got Best Lead Male Actor, Best Writer, and Best Director. So crazy scenes right there. But quote, "You made a little boy from tiny Scottish town's dream come true," gushed the 35-year-old in a statement in which he thanked members of the American National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. "I hope that this is a reminder for anyone going through a hard time right now to keep going, and there's light at the end of the darkest rooms. Fight hard and you will find it," he added. I think that's a fair sentiment to make. No mention, of course, of the bitter and burgeoning fallout from the 7-part series about the dark and twisted relationship between a penniless, struggling comedian, modelled on and played by Gadd, and his older female stalker, a character named Martha, who is played by actress Jessica Gunning in the show, who also was nominated for an Emmy. Yeah, she was nominated for an Emmy as well. I bet that's gone down an absolute hit in the Fiona Harvey department because, you know, she was not particularly happy about that in the first place. Hello everyone that's come to join us in the chat. I hope that you are all doing very, very well. Thank you for joining us. We've literally only just got started and we've only just got really through a prologue. So if you've missed anything, it's literally just we've spoken about the Emmys and nominations and just how Richard Gadd has responded. So this, of course, is Fiona Harvey. If you haven't seen her, this is Richard Roth, who will be representing her from the US side of the legal battle. I believe they are doing it in California. No mention either of the women identified as a real-life Martha, 58-year-old Aberdeen law graduate Fiona Harvey, who has blasted Gadd's show on the biggest lie in television history. Last month, she launched a blistering £132 million legal action lawsuit against Netflix in California, one of which was set to heat up at the same time as the 76th Primetime Emmy Awards in LA in September. So this is interesting. So we finally got a bit of clarity here as to when the legal action might start to take place. So September. interesting, because obviously I've been very intrigued to see when this kind of thing would heat up. So I've never watched it, so no idea what's happening. Hayley, how have you never watched Baby Reindeer? It was literally huge like 2 months ago. Get yourself on Netflix and do it right now. Leave this video and go and do that, and then come back and watch this. Anyway, yeah, go and watch all 7 parts within the next hour. If you can do that, fair fucking play. So, this week, in an exclusive interview with the Mail, her lawyer, Richard Roth, of the Roth Law Firm in New York, told me that the Emmy nominations were just the latest slap in the face for Harvey, who he said had suffered a life-changing tragedy as a result of brutal lies told her about her in Baby Reindeer. There was some suggestion that the series shouldn't have been nominated for the Emmys because of the ongoing issue, he said. The Netflix claim that Baby Reindeer is a true story is clearly false. He said Harvey, who lives alone in a high-rise council block in London, has been left vulnerable by the controversy. She's afraid, said Roth. She's afraid to go out in case people shout at her in the streets. She's had death threats online, people yelling at her that she's a stalker. It's pretty unbearable. For her to have been thrust into the limelight, what's happened to her is just wrong. Now, this is a bit of a controversial take. Now, this is where things are going to get a bit heated, but she thrust herself into the limelight. Yes, internet sleuths found her online and, threw everything out into the world, but she was the one that went on Piers Morgan and basically outed herself. I think if she hadn't done that, this would have all blown over by now. Now, actually, Sue Curtis has made a really good point here in the comments. She said, living alone. Where's her boyfriend, her lawyer boyfriend who died? This is a good question, because she apparently has a legal boyfriend, or someone who's a lawyer that's a boyfriend that she lives with, but now apparently she lives alone. Very interesting. Bit contradictory, but let's move on. Harvey's lawyer is not alone in thinking. Last month, a high-profile Hollywood journalist called for the Emmys of 25,000-strong Academy to snub Gad and Baby Reindeer because it is a lie and not awards-worthy. Interesting. Matthew Baloney, Baloney, it's like what you say when something's a load of rubbish, former editor of The Hollywood Reporter and founding partner of the Hollywood-based media company Puck, pointed out that Netflix had stated at the very beginning of the series, this is a true story. Only, in the end, it does acknowledge that scenes and characters have been changed, and it worked. Everyone watched, high viewership led to great buzz, which led to awards attention, all thanks in part to what we know is a lie. That is quoted, by the way. Obviously, this is Jessica Gunning's portrayal of Martha. There is Richard Gad right there. When Baby Reindeer first launched on Netflix in the UK back in April, Gad claimed he had disguised the on-screen identity of Martha. Perhaps inevitably, it triggered a frenzy, which led to the search for the real-life Martha. Given that Gad had used some of Harvey's genuine tweets in the show, it didn't take the internet sleuths long to work out who she was. Both Martha and Harvey are Scottish, both studied at the university, both are around 20 years older than Gad, and both bear an uncanny physical resemblance to each other. Like her lightly fictionalized alter ego, Harvey met Gad in North London pub where he was working behind the bar nearly a decade ago. Purpill. You haven't missed much, my friend. You haven't missed much. It's literally, we're just going over things so far. We've already found one contradiction in this statement, that Fiona Harvey allegedly lives in a high-rise block of flats in London alone, even though she stated that she lives with her boyfriend, apparently during the in the Piers Morgan interview. She was loving the attention until she realised it was all negative attention. This is very, very true. She always has stories about having a lawyer boyfriend and someone famous that she knows in her life. It's all lies. Very interesting stuff. Let's move on. Where did we get to? But while Martha is portrayed as a twice convicted stalker who was sentenced to prison, Harvey insists she has no stalking convictions. Roth queries Netflix's decision to state Baby Reindeer was a true without first checking the facts. Why didn't they contact her and fact check or give her a chance to comment? he asks. A lot of things are false in this story. For them to literally just ignore her and not look to see if she was never convicted, not once, it's stupid, or it's very brazen and very intentional. Very interesting. Netflix has made a lot of money from this. They could have checked, but it's like they went for the money versus the honesty. They must have known there was a risk. I personally look at it from a human standpoint. She's very vulnerable. She has her own issues. To put that into the limelight is just really wrong. Now, I think that's very interesting. I don't believe, personally, I think the legal team, of course, is going to say this, because they're not going to say, yeah, you know, we're in it for the money too. Although he has said that a high-profile case like this does bring a lot of cash. You know, I don't think his intentions are solely on what's gone on regarding Fiona Harvey and what's gone on. You know, I think his intentions are with the legal case and with the money that it gets. That's why, you know, to me it comes across that way, because that's why he's going on this very public train for publicity. You know, obviously Coffeezilla and Logan Paul have gone on a legal battle themselves. No one's really taken it too public apart from the internet, who are just intrigued by it. Whereas this guy, Richard Roth from the Roth law firm, he's gone balls to the wall. He's gone all out for this stuff. Let's see what the comments are saying. I'm behind on your videos, just to be honest. Don't worry about it, Purple. Everyone leads busy lives these days. I'm pretty sure the false aspects involving conviction was to protect her identity. Perhaps. That could be like a route that Netflix go down. I'm over a month behind on most YouTube and 2 weeks behind on my channel upload. Bloody hell. Sally, you're right behind. Right, let's carry on with this quickly. So, Roth queries Netflix's decision to state Baby Reindeer was true. We've read that part. I personally look at it from a human standpoint. Harvey is suing Netflix, among other things, for defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, and gross negligence. According to our 34-page legal claim, Harvey is physically weak and has continued to experience anxiety, nightmares, panic attacks, shame, depression, nervousness, stomach pains, loss of appetite and fear, extreme stress and sickness, all directly caused by the lies told about her in Baby Reindeer. The document filed in the Californian District Court goes straight for the jugular, stating, "It is a lie told by Netflix and the show's creator Richard Gadd out of greed and lust for fame. A lie designed to attract more viewers and get more attention, to make more money and to viciously destroy the life of Fiona Harvey, an innocent woman defamed by Netflix and Richard Gadd at a magnitude and scale without precedent." Amid ongoing legal row around Baby Reindeer, which takes its incongruous title from the pet name Gadd alleged Harvey gave him because he reminded her of one of her soft toys, fans will no doubt want to know the truth about what happened. Over a period of 4.5 years, Gadd received 41,071 emails, 744 tweets, letters totaling 106 pages, and left 350 hours of voicemail messages from the older woman. Now, obviously, those are very specific numbers, which leads me to believe that there's an element of truth there. If they just like kind of ballparked it and said 50,000, 750 tweets, 100 pages, and 350 hours, you'd kind of look at it and be like, maybe. But it's just too specific. Do you know what I mean? What's everyone else saying? Loss of appetite, really? Hillary, what's Hillary said? She's still posting on Facebook, one of her 4 accounts on Facebook. Bloody hell. Really? Oh, thank you, Trista. Thank you for your very kind words there about... I don't feel like I work hard. I'm just as intrigued as you guys, and I'm just very fortunate enough to have a platform to be able to talk to you guys about it on. I'm pretty sure the false aspects involved in the convictions was... Oh, we've read that part about the protecting identity. I've read somewhere that Roth said, if it turns out that she has sent all of the emails, he won't be taking the case further. I can't find where I read that now. Interesting. Susan Quick, if you find that, please send it to me, or just post a link in the comments of this video or something, because I'll be really intrigued to have a little look at that, because at the minute he does seem to just be on this steam train of like nothing's gonna stop him from getting this case out there. A post was made just 3 days ago. Hillary, what Facebook page is this? Because we could take a little look. If I scroll through Facebook in a moment, let's have a little look together. I also say that this is a story of corruption in the industry, of how he was abused by one of his idols. Yeah. This is the case. You know, it's that unfortunately that's kind of sat to the wayside because of this whole stalker issue. Oh, thank you, Susan. You're an absolute legend. Right, let's crack on. Speaking to Piers Morgan on his YouTube show Uncensored in May, Harvey denied this and said that she sent fewer emails, only 18 tweets, and just 1 letter. I think he probably made them up himself, she said. This newspaper's own investigation over the past 3 months has failed to turn up any evidence of a stalking conviction on Netflix's claims, although Harvey received a first instance harassment warning from the Met Police in relation to Gad. Back in 2002, she was living in Scotland, and she was also the subject of an interdict, a restraining order from a former Scottish MP's wife and solicitor, Laura Ray, who tried to obtain against her. Ray also gave an interview to Piers Morgan last month in which she alleged that Harvey was a dangerous stalker, something Harvey denies. In May, as the row over the show gathered pace and drew millions more viewers, Netflix's executive Benjamin King gave evidence before one of government's Culture, Media and Sport Committee, saying how the show was obviously a true story of the horrific abuse that the show writer and protagonist Richard Gadd suffered at the hands of a convicted stalker. His comments prompted an SNP MP, John Nicholson, who was sitting on the committee, to later write to Netflix asking them to substantiate their claim. On his personal website, Gad invites fans to watch the making of the Baby Reindeer documentary. The 12-minute video posted on YouTube takes viewers behind the scenes and sees Gad give his thoughts on the phenomenon. It's a true story based on my early 20s when I was going through a lot of crazy things, he says in the beginning of the video. Later he says it's born out of true events. It's born out of a real life happening. He also admitted that when he and Harvey first met at the Hawley Arms in North London, he was drawn to her at a time where he felt like a failure. So basically he went on to talk about that. And ironically, by writing about Harvey, who, like him, is from a small Scottish town, Gad has intertwined his life and hers forever. The awards will be held at the Peacock Theatre in downtown Los Angeles on September 19th, where it will be broadcast live. By then, a judge may well have decided whether or not to agree with Harvey's claim or a trial by jury. A Netflix spokesperson said last month, "We intend to defend the matter vigorously and stand by Richard Gadd's right to tell his story." What happens in court over the next few months looks set to be a gripping series by itself. Not surprisingly, given the latest twist in the disturbing saga, speculation is fast mounting that there might be a Baby Reindeer 2 on the horizon. I would absolutely not be surprised if there was a Baby Reindeer 2 on the horizon.